Joe Biden trying to teach people about economics. That's like economics for idiots, but the idiot's Joe Biden. This is what I got for you today. So, waste no time, let's get into it. Joe Biden uses a whiteboard trying to explain Bidenomics, and it goes horribly wrong. Joe Biden on Friday used a whiteboard to explain to the American people how great the economy is thanks to his economic agenda dubbed Bidenomics. And these people think that Bidenomics is a fabulous word. This word started back in Reagan's era with Reaganomics. So don't get it screwed up. They did not come up with Bidenomics. Reaganomics started this back in the 80s. So if you have to work overtime and try to convince people the economy is great, the economy is not. When Biden came to office, he was determined to change the economic direction of the country to move from trickle-down economics, which is a fake word. It is a word made up actually back in Reagan's era, and that is not a true word. But the Democrats love to try to use this because people that have no financial background at all, and I went to school for accounting, so I know a little bit about this, they have no clue that trickle-down economics is not a real thing. Now you go on to the Wikipedia, crap like that, they make up definitions for it, but if you read into it, it's not true. Here's the reality of the Bidenomics: high mortgage rates, high inflation rates, collapsed bank, expensive groceries, high rent, dwindling retirements, high gas price, lower money you're receiving in your check because taxes are going up. Now, you people want to sit there and say, oh, taxes are going up. Yes, they are. If you buy food, the price of food went up, right? That means you're paying more tax on that, or clothes, or anything that you purchase. Everything prices go up, that means your taxes go up. Everything. You're paying more on gas tax. Everything, because of Biden, has went up. And I'm going to show you a list here of everything else that has been ruined in this economy because of Joe Biden. This moron is so demented that he just reads off the cue cards or off the teleprompters and does what people tell him. Now, we're going to get into where Reaganomics comes into play, which is the first of this word coming out. And I'll just explain a little bit about Reaganomics so you can see the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Reaganomics was the President Ronald Reagan's conservative economic policy that attacked the 1981 to 82 recession and stagflation. Stagflation is an economic contraction combined with double-digit inflation. Reagan's position was dramatically different from the status quo. Prior presidents, including Lyndon B. Johnson and Richard Nixon, had expanded the government's role. Reagan's pledge was to make cuts in 4 areas: the growth of government spending, which did not happen, which is backwards from Biden's. Biden's is spend. That's what the Democrats do. That's where you get this problem with the inflation. Both income tax and capital gains taxes he reduced. Reagan, what I'm talking about. Regulations on businesses was reduced. The expansion of the money supply was reduced. Now, with all these, this is what Trump did, and that's why everything was falling into place up until COVID hit, and it was working. But the Democrats take a totally different theory on this and go to total opposite direction. Reaganomics was based on a Laffer curve. Economist Arthur Laffer developed in 1974. The curve showed how tax cuts could stimulate the economy to a point where tax base expanded. Tax cuts reduced the level of federal taxation immediately. These same tax cuts have multiplier effective on the economic growth. Tax cut put money in consumers' pockets, which they did when Trump was in office, which they spend. The stimulated business growth and more hiring. The result, a larger tax base. That's when more money's coming into the government. So it's like, for you idiot liberals out there, you can't understand stuff. Well, this is the reason why they do all the tax cuts, so employers could hire more people, hence expanding your economic growth. When companies get more cash, they should hire new workers, expand their business. It also says that the income tax cuts give workers more incentive to work. Increase the supply of labor. That's why it's sometimes called, this is where they started the trickle-down economic, which is not a true word, but this is what the Democrats want to push off of, but they don't want to do what Reagan did back in the 80s, and this is the only way to do it. You have to cut government spending. The Democrats spend way too much. It's out of control, and this is where we're getting our problem. But Biden shouldn't be sitting up there talking to people about economics. He hasn't got a clue. But Biden actually stood up in front of the whiteboard and talked down to the American people. And if you guys can't see this, you're stupid as hell. Let me know what you guys think about this. But we're also going to get into, just real quickly, the people of Hawaii are fed up with Biden. And they were doing interviews on the ground with people and asking them about Biden's visit, and they said he should never have came. They'll never vote for him again. He's worthless, which they're all right. And Hawaii's been one of the biggest liberal states voting for a Democrat for quite some time. This may change, and it needs to change. People need to get out and vote. This next election is so important, because if we do not get these Democrats out of office and cut everything that they're screwing up, this country's in trouble. Prepare for World War III, because Biden's running us right into it. If you don't believe it, pay attention to the news, even your liberal news, because China keeps pushing, and it's going to happen. So let me know what you guys think. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll keep an eye on this and any other stories, and I'll get them out to you as soon as possible. In the meantime, this has been a Talking Point with the Country Conservative. I'm Charlie, and I'll see you next time.